Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Hi, welcome back to the OC Health and Education Show on Little Saigon TV. I'm your host, Julie Yip. We're going to continue our conversation with SeanLee, the president of the Purist Group, and EricMorley, the founder of Blue Seas Creative Marketing. Sean, thank you so much for sharing with us, your passion with the Purist Group and talking about the great events that you do. You mentioned that there's about 3 or 4 events that you do. It's a backpack drive for kids. Animal, food shelter support, and then also the Christmas event. Did I miss anything else?
Usually we actually have another one that's for helping out the homeless.
Oh, and also the homeless. So I just love that, for you, the reason and the areas in which you help has a very special and personal place in your heart. So thank you so much for always being open about your journey. And, it's a beautiful journey, to see how far we've come. So thank you so much, Sean, for being so transparent and helping the community. Thưa quý vị, hôm nay Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với SeanLee. SeanLee là một người bạn của Julie mà cũng là một người rất là thương mến trong cộng đồng của mình. But especially in the car world. Sean là một người founder của Purist Group. Mà Julie đặt một câu hỏi đó là tại sao Sean muốn giúp cộng đồng. Sean nói đó là Sean là hồi xưa là cũng có rất nhiều cái abuse của gia đình, thì cũng có rất nhiều khó khăn lớn lên, thì Sean cũng giúp về mấy thú vật. Hồi xưa Sean cũng có một con chó rất là dễ thương, đó là Lee. Bobo là luôn luôn đứng gần Sean lúc mà Sean làm mấy cái fundraiser and animal shelter drive để cho làm mấy cái chương trình đó. Mỗi năm Sean có 4 cái chương trình để cho giúp cho cộng đồng. Trước nhất là chương trình cho giúp cho thú vật là cái food drive gần đến đây, đó là May 16th, là cái food drive cho mấy cái thú vật để cho giúp cho Orange County Animal Care với rất cái trung tâm khác ở trong quận Cam với Los Angeles. Thêm nữa John cũng giúp mấy người homeless. And sau nữa thì giúp cho mấy em học sinh để cho cái backpack cũng làm hơn 5.000 cái backpack, mà một cái chương trình rất là quan trọng mà rất nhiều người biết á, là cái toy drive mỗi năm. Sean được thu vô được 25 tới 30.000 đồ chơi, rất là nhiều. Sean, I thank you so much for doing so much in the community, and for Eric for talking about all the great things that you do. I want the community to know more about what helps fund these things, because for you have a business, right? And we can't just always do charity if we don't have the support behind that. So for your marketing business, can you tell us what it is that you do for the community and to help small business and large businesses alike?
Sure. So kind of going back to our initiative of Blue Sea Cares, caring for our community, caring for those in need, and caring through the next generation through mentorship is, I am the luckiest person in the world. I've got the best team that will support me. So
I also hear you have the best wife too.
She's the best wife. She is the most amazing cook, and she's the greatest mother in the world.
I don't want you to forget that, because she's watching.
I know, and she always watched this show too. So it's like she's a fan of yours. So definitely great. But giving back to the community is, if it's really supporting other people, like for example, Sean's events, we always support Sean's events because he needs his help, and we've always a big supporter of everything he does. Anything to even the California Love Drop, we started that with Wing Lamb from Wahoo's Fish Tacos, actually early part of the pandemic. And then caring for those in need is homeless shelters, orphanages, and so forth. We work on that. And then mentorship programs is, I just finished mentorship program for Chapman University, and it was a 1-semester program where my actual mentoree got the job of her dreams.
Wow,
I'll tell you about that later.
Well, what department is it that you mentor?
Okay, it's an MBA program, and it's with Jim and Jolena there, and so it's the MBA program.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
No
Now you're
worries.
giving me some time to catch up on you.
Yes.
What you're saying. Hôm nay Eric chia sẻ với mình đó là công việc của Eric rất là quan trọng. Blue Seas Creative Marketing là một phần là cái marketing and firm, mà cũng có một cái Blue Seas Care giúp cộng đồng. Eric nói đó là trước nhất á, mỗi người homeless cũng cần cái sự giúp đỡ, mà cũng có muốn giúp cho cái tương lai nữa, là Eric cũng làm một cái mentorship program với Chapman University. Eric nói Eric có một thời gian giúp một học sinh được tìm cái công việc mà họ muốn rất mơ muốn, đó là rất là quan trọng. And that's so great, to have mentors like you and Sean, to help the youth, because we're not going to be here forever. But I think all the great things that you guys do continue that legacy. I know one of the legacy Sean always talks about is do good.
Yes.
Something just very simple, Sean, right? But it's so impactful. I think a lot of times, we do all of these things and we get dressed up and you see all this vanity.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's really not vanity. We're using it as a platform so we can send our message to do good and make an impact in the community. So Sean, tell me a little bit about the Purist Group and the mission behind all of that.
Well, the Purist Group has a very simple mission, right? First of all, we seldom do fundraising. I don't touch anybody else's money. But every time we do an event, we actually ask people to donate supplies only. So, and the simple fact is just simple, just do good and be kind to people. The group itself brings a message to people that focus on the originality of a human being. When we don't know each other, we don't care about color of skin and what status you have, how much cars you have, but just focus on do good and be kind to people. It's very, very simple concept. But as we get older, there's more people influencing us in our life.
Yes.
We tend to forget that. Unfortunately, I was one of those person decades ago. I was not a good person, and now I realize that. So, I'm just trying to do more for the community to do a catch up.
I think that's a very important part about mental health. The mental health part of it is really accepting all of our past and where we are today. So I think that's why when you see me on my Facebook posting all the pictures of what I used to look like and what I used to do, sometimes we're not always proud of our history. But I think to be open and to accept, that part of us and to grow. I think more importantly is making that comparison of who we were and who we are today. And I think you're a great example of that, Sean. I know you're such a humble guy, but you are a big figure and a celebrity in the car world. A lot of people don't know that the Purist Group is a car enthusiast. Right? A group of car enthusiasts, not just high-end cars. What I love, what you always say is, I don't care what kind of car you drive. You can join this group, you can bring your car. It's just whatever you're proud of, and you put so much love in your car, right? And I think a lot of times our cars, it's kind of our history. Sometimes we remember what we used to drive. I used to drive.
What was your first car?
Well, I drove my parents' van, which is like a 1980, that box-looking Toyota van. And I used to sleep in there, and I went to Pasadena City College, and that I had a cooler in there. I'm practically homeless. But that was what it is. I mean, I still drive a 2004 Honda Accord. So no matter how big I am and what we do, I think it's just being humbling, because it's not what car you drive. It's the impact you have in the community. And Sean, I think that's one beautiful thing that you remind us during May Mental Health Month, is just own everything you are and everything that you have become. So thank you again for being a friend and sending such an important message to the community.
Thank you.
Thưa quý vị, hôm nay Julie có thời gian rất là đặc biệt nói chuyện với SeanLee. SeanLee là một người rất là dễ thương, mà cũng là very humble. Là Sean là một người rất là thương mến trong cái car community. Đó là rất nhiều người có nhiều cái xe rất là xịn, giống như Lamborghini ha, McLaren hay cái gì đó Julie cũng không biết hết. Mà thiệt ra mỗi lần Sean mời mỗi người để tới tham dự cái chương trình mà fundraiser, Sean nói là Sean không có care mình lái cái xe gì, miễn sao cái xe mình muốn show, mình muốn share với mọi người, đó là rất là quan trọng. Mà thấy đó là Sean nói là hồi xưa có thể Sean nhỏ trẻ thì mình không có làm nhiều cái việc mà mình là very proud of, mà hiện tại Sean thấy là tiến bộ với advance rất là nhiều, với làm rất nhiều tốt cho cộng đồng. Thì Julie thấy đó là hân hạnh được mời Sean lên đây nói về cái sức khỏe tâm thần của người Nam. Trước nhất mình giữ sức khỏe của mình là mình phải chấp nhận cái tốt với của mình, và cái cũng là cái xấu cho mình được thay đổi và được chỉnh cái đó. What I was saying in addition was, sometimes we have to accept the good characters of us, and sometimes the things that we're not always proud of. But when we accept it, I think that's where mental health comes in. Is we can fix it and we can address it. So I think after the commercial break, we'll have more opportunities for you to both share about the great upcoming events. Cảm ơn quý vị khán giả của Little Saigon TV. Sau vòng quảng cáo, chúng tôi sẽ tiếp tục nói chuyện với SeanLee and EricMorley về hai cái chương trình gần sắp tới. Đó là cái Food Drive ngày 16 tháng 5 với ngày 22 tháng 5. Đó là Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. Cảm ơn quý vị khán giả của Little Saigon TV.